Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So there's a lot of things I like about my job. Most days I enjoy coming to work. I have no complaints. It's a tough job, but it's rewarding. But there's one thing that I dread, that I've been putting off, and today we're going to tackle it. So if you guys have ever been around a sawmill operation, you know there's one thing that's inevitable: the waste. It is a messy business between sawdust and the slab wood and everything involved. It's just, there's no two ways about it. It just makes a mess, especially a bandsaw with the fine dust. It gets everywhere, and I've been putting this off for a long time, but today is cleanup day. So you can see the mill's behind me here. What happens, so I have a dust collection system, overhead dust collection, and that does a pretty good job of taking the majority of the sawdust. But what always happens is, between the blade and the log, stuff drops down. It drops down underneath the mill, and over time, little by little, it starts creeping up and accumulating, and that's how you get what you see here. This is way overdue. I should have done this probably 2 months ago, but you know how it goes, especially as a one-man operation here. You just keep pushing and pushing. If everything's working, you just keep working, because I have orders to fill. You're busy. Nobody likes to take time to clean up, and then you just end up kind of behind the 8 ball on it. So it finally happened today. I've got nothing else to do. I'm waiting on some wood to finish in the kiln for an order. I'm waiting for parts on the sawmill, and on the tree farm I'm waiting for parts and for the weather to change a little bit. So I'm kind of stuck in between. I got nothing else to do, so I kind of figured, well, today is the day we're going to tackle this. So I have been trying to organize a little bit more around here. That's kind of one of my resolutions. As I get older, I try to work a little bit smarter, and as I go here, I try to make improvements. You know, you do what you have to do to get the job done, but you know, as you get a little bit more experience with stuff, you try to streamline a little bit. Actually, earlier this week, I threw together some bins here, kind of reorganized my sticker racks, and so I got my 2 different types of stickers here in racks, and I have a bin for scrap metal banding and scrap bands, and I have a bin here for cut off wood. Like when I'm grading lumber out here in front of the building, I can throw my cutoffs in here. So just trying to kind of contain the mess a little bit. It's impossible. You guys that have any experience around these bandsaw mills know that, you know, no matter how hard you try, you're gonna end up with a mess. So my goal for today is to clean out underneath here. I got the loader out there ready to go. I'm gonna take a scoop off the front there where I stack the logs, because there's always bark and stuff piles up in there. I'm going to come in here and scoop. Then unfortunately, the only way to do it is just hand shovel. You just got to clean out there little by little. And what's nasty about it, this bandsaw dust shovel's really nice. It's like sand almost. It's kind of like beach sand. It's real fine. But the problem is, what happens is the bark drops in there, and you get that bark, and that binds everything up, and it makes it really more difficult to shovel. It's hard to push a shovel through when you hit those bark chunks. So I got my weapons lined up here. Just a regular shovel. This thing, this pitchfork type thing, that actually works good on separating out those chunks of bark. And then I have a flat shovel. So I am going to start on this, and I don't know if you can see, I got my dump trailer set up over there on a tractor. This stuff, I try to find a market for just about all my waste, but this stuff that comes out from underneath the mill really isn't that great. It's got the bark mixed in, and there's just not a whole lot of use for it. So to be perfectly honest with you, about a quarter-mile away on the edge of the property, there's a big ravine, and I just kind of dump it in there. And it won't fill up in my lifetime, I can guarantee you that. So rather than run the loader back and forth a bunch of times, I'm going to dump it on the dump trailer, run loads with that, and then I'll go down once with the loader and push it off. So this stuff this fine dust, it just kind of composts down into the soil in a couple years. It actually makes for good compost, but with these bark chunks mixed in, I just ditch it. So that's what we're going to do. I also have a pile of broken bands there, kind of just throw them in the corner, so they're going to get probably broken in half and thrown into the new scrap rack. Eventually when that fills up, that'll go for scrap steel. So just trying to get a little bit organized, a little bit cleaned up. I'm actually getting a bunch of parts for the mill in. If you guys follow me on social media, you probably saw I actually was one of the winners this year in wood-mizer's personal best competition. Every year they select, there's a couple different categories you can enter in, and they select the best projects. It's a nationwide contest, and I actually won first place in the interior category for a farmhouse I had remodeled and done all the woodwork in. So I was really excited to win that. And you know, one of the perks of it, wood-mizer is very generous. They give you a parts credit, you know, for winning, and so that kind of went to good use. There's a couple things here on the mill that you guys know how it is. It stops working, but you can still use it. So, you know, you just kind of work around it. My blade guide arm in and out. Well, I can show you here. On these wood-mizers, this blade guide arm is electric. So from the operator station, you can move that in and out. Well, that chain broke, and well, you're sawing and you don't want to stop, and it's not the end of the world, so you just start moving it in and out by hand. Well, that's been going on about a year now because, well, it works, so use it. There's a few other little things here. Battery box and track cover metal's a little bent up, so I figured, well, I have the credit, I'm gonna, you know, clean up the mill real nice and fix all these little nagging things, get everything going real nice. So that's another reason for cleaning up here. So when those parts come in, hopefully next week, I can get going, working on a clean slate here and get everything up and running 100%. So I'll set you up. I'll start shoveling. I've been kind of putting this off, talking here as long as I can to stall, but well, there's only one way to get it done. So definitely putting a respirator on. This is a respirator job all the way. This stuff, especially when you shovel it, is nasty stuff. This fine dust. So let's get to work. You guys tired of watching me shovel yet? I'm tired of watching me shovel. In the words of the Doors, we're about to break on through to the other side of the mill there, but I wanted to show you. It's kind of neat. It's kind of like an archaeological dig. You can see the history of what I milled. Walnut, oak, cherry, some more walnut, probably some oak and pine, and it just kind of piles up in layers. It's kind of like that sand art they put in the bottle. I just thought that was kind of interesting. What'd you say? You want to see a little bit more shoveling? All right, I'll give you a different angle at least. Well, we got a whole bucket. I don't know how many scoops that took. I didn't count. I don't really want to know, because I think there's probably about 2 more scoops to do a nice job here to get the other side of the mill. I'm not going to bore you guys with any more shoveling videos. I know that's not too exciting. We'll dump this into the trailer and I'll get set up here, do another scoop, dump, do another scoop, and I'll bring you back when I'm close to finished up here and we'll see what it looks like. Well, good morning guys. It's the next morning. I shoveled straight through the night and I'm almost done here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I had a customer after that last scoop I showed you. I shoveled one more after that. Then I went home, contemplated my career choice here, and I'm back again this morning, a little bit fresh, rested, ready to finish tackling this. So for those of you keeping track at home, that's scoop 3. I got one more left to do a nice job, so that'll be 4. And it's getting there. We can see the light under the mill. I'm happy with it, so we're gonna keep plugging along here. I'm gonna do one more scoop back there by the hydraulic box, and then I'll probably cut up these scrap blades I have over here, ditch them in my new scrap bin, and get out the leaf blower and do a final cleanup on the mill. So we're plugging along little by little, making things look nice again. Well, I'm about wrapped up. I got everything shoveled out underneath. You can see I got my poor man's log deck back in place. Blew everything off the best I could. It's a little damp this morning. so it didn't blow off the best. Everything that sawdust gets a little sticky. So that's about good. Ready to make messes again. It won't take too long and that'll be all filled up. It's a never-ending battle. Someday in the future, in the far future, maybe that'll be concrete with a barn sweep under it, and maybe there'll be an LT70 or something under there too, but a guy can dream. But that's not anytime soon, so I'll just have to keep on shoveling, I guess, every couple months. It probably should be done more than that, but realistically that's what it gets done. So I'll show you my trailer. I might have went a little overboard. That's a load, but we'll get that dumped, and then I want to clean up. I'm going to do a second load with some cut-offs and logs that have nails in and stuff like that. So I want to get this log yard cleaned up too right away. I know it's not the most glamorous video I ever shot, but you know, it's all part of the deal here. And I'll tell you what, filming this actually made it a little bit more enjoyable for me to do this job. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't ask you too often, but if you did enjoy it, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We got a lot more content coming out. It's not all boring of me shoveling. We get into some technical stuff, some woodworking projects, sawing, kiln drying. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.